So this is the UK Table Football Show, and we are live. And the way these things work is that everyone gets a message that pops up on their phone or pops up on YouTube and says the UK Table Football Show is live, and slowly people turn up and join us. So right now, precisely nobody is watching, not even my mum. So I can tell jokes, but no one will even watch this either. Hopefully people will turn up, guys, in a minute. Let's see. I might even take myself out for a bit and see until people join. There we go. We've got people starting to watch the UK Table Football Show. If you're watching out there, put a message in the comments in Facebook. If you're watching in YouTube, put a message in the comments there so we know who's watching. We've got 5 people watching us now. We've got a fantastic show ahead of us tonight. We're going to be looking at, football's happening now, right? We've had 18 months where we didn't really play, or we all played illicitly, but we've had 2 tournaments. We've been playing in Manchester, we've been playing in rugby, and we're going to look back at what's gone on in the last couple of months, and we're going to look forward to the UK Championship. But first and foremost, who's out there? Dave Zeman. I thought Reese is going to be first because normally Reese is first to say hi, but Dave, you're out there. Hi, Dave. Greetings to you on a Sunday evening. So, what can I... hey, we've got... Paul Frogber says hi. We're going to find a bit of... That's Dave Cleall-Hill, who's actually with us later. We've got Dave and Stefan from Rugby are going to be joining us and talking about the tournaments they put on. What blurb can I say before we start the show properly? We've got the UK Championships coming up. We've been able to confirm that. That is the 10th till the 12th of December. Hopefully you guys watching that all know that. We're sending out a big newsletter in the next week. We're finishing off the info pack with all the details for the UK Championships 2021 and, of course, the qualifying event for the World Cup in 2022 as well, which is pretty cool. So who else is out there? Put your message in the comments, guys. And in the meantime, I'm just going to get the show underway. I'm going to welcome Stefan Bonev of Rugby Table Football Club and Dave Cleall-Hill. For some reason, Dave, you're like small at the bottom, and Stefan and I are big on the picture. I don't know why that is. Is that because your phone's probably that way around?
I don't know, man. Hello.
There you go. Now you're just sideways.
How's that?
It's like that. It didn't work. Mike Russell's with us. Hi, Mike. How are you doing in Chester, Mike? So, Stefan and Dave, welcome to the UK Table Football Show. Dave, you've been before. Stefan, it's really cool to have you with us. So we're going to talk about the tournaments we've had, but I think the best thing to do is just start. Let's start with you, Stefan, because you haven't been on before. Like, tell us a bit about yourself and how you got to, where you are talking about on a show about table football today.
Okay. Hi, everyone. On behalf of Kat and I, thank you for inviting us to this show. I started playing football probably at the age of 15. I was started playing pool, and then a friend of mine, we just went to the other side of the pub back then, and we started playing, and the passion grew. And then we started playing to a place called Adam's Bar in Bulgaria consistently every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And I played for probably 2 years. I went to a few competitions, to a few tournaments, and eventually moved into England to study. I was looking for nice places to play initially in Coventry, where I used to study, and we went for a few games to Nuneaton, and there's a small group of very nice people to play with them. I think it was called Golden Dragon on the pub that we played there. Then I had a gap of about 7 or 8 years. I started playing again maybe 1 year before COVID. And very luckily, my girlfriend enjoys the game as much as I do, probably even a little bit more. And we play at home. And it's amazing.
And suddenly you find yourself running a foosball tournament in rugby with not just you, but all your family there as well. So you're a second generation foosball player, which is cool. And we'll talk a bit later. Today we're going to go through the competitions you guys had in rugby, the competitions that you had in Manchester, Dave, and just all the characters. And guys, we're going to learn about Boyko, and your sister Elitsa was there as well. But your father's got a great game. So I don't know if you learned from him when you were young as well.
Yeah, so his strongest shot, I would say, is the backpin shot, and no matter how much I practice, I can't replicate it. He's just too fast for me. Yeah, he's I consider him playing old school, as back in the days in Bulgaria specifically, there wasn't a snake shot, so they used to try and score with all other kinds of shots, front pin, back pin, push from a front pin or a pull from a back pin, etc. So yeah, it's really interesting to watch him play or play against him.
Yeah. And Dave, and I know you just sort of remind us a bit about your journey to foosball and how you suddenly found yourself, on a table football show and organising foosball tournaments.
Yeah, I was born on a foosball table in 1962, and yeah, here we are.
Here we are. I like it. Dave's rocking the Beatles look today.
Yeah, man. But yeah, sorry. So yeah, we run a club in Manchester. The club is improving and growing, and we decided it was about time that we put on an event. So we just thought, it was we're kind of at the right point to do it, and we sort of really wanted to kind of get our act together and do something. We got so many nice places to play. You travel abroad to play, and it's really sort of we felt like we kind of wanted to do something. We could offer something, an event that was like maybe a little bit different to what you might find other people do when you travel. And I think we sort of did a pretty good job of that. Really proud of everyone at the club and all the help that we had from the BFA and everyone like that. So yeah, it was a really nice experience.
That was, I mean, that's what we're going to be talking about today. It was just fun, we all know, right? Since March 2020, when that thing happened, we're all sitting at home broadcasting on or emailing each other or WhatsApping each other thinking, goodness me, I want to go and play foosball. And suddenly, here we are at August and people are up in Manchester. In September, people playing rugby and things are beginning to unwind. There's some shout outs to people who are watching. We've got Uzi Ahmed in Manchester. Hi, Uzi. Hope you're well. And we've also got, giving us likes, we've got Gor Avetisyan in Armenia, a great fan of the British Foosball Association. Claudio Polimeni out there as well. 10 people watching live. I say, if you haven't said hi, let us know. Reese Roberts, the eponymous. Is Reese eponymous? I don't know. So let's talk a bit about these tournaments, right? I mean, Dave, I'm trying to think about how we structure it because we've got some film to watch. We've got some results to go through. We want to talk about how people played. I mean, I kind of, in my mind, I think we can sort of jump around a bit. Like if we say, I don't know, what happened on Friday night in Manchester, what happened on Friday night in rugby, and we just kind of just go through the story of the tournaments you guys ran. And probably the best place to start is, where did you decide to have a tournament? How did it? I mean, Stefan, should we just start with you? How did the idea of the rugby tournament? Where did it come from?
I think it came from Kat. I think she's always wanted to do a tournament, and I've been supporting her in her initiative. It's all her. She did the organization, the marketing. Yeah, it's all Kat.
I know you're pretending to be Kat tonight because Kat is in the other room with a sore throat.
Yeah,
so we did get to wave at her earlier, but she's not talking today.
Yeah,
but you're part of the team as well. So it was Kat had the idea. I know she's got so much passion for foosball, and you guys found a venue. You've got a little. It's not just the people in Nuneaton. You have a club in rugby as well, right?
So we meet once a month. Every first Friday of the month, we meet in Nuneaton, and every last Friday in rugby. At least that's how it used to be before COVID. And very recently, we started to meet up again. I think prior to COVID, we started meeting on Wednesdays as well. So we were getting to play very often together.
Nice.
Yeah, the purpose you saw, Bar 8, it's a great venue. We asked for the smaller part of the pub, but the owners were very accommodating. They actually said, no, we can have the bigger part, and they positioned the tables very nicely under the lights. So we appreciate that. Great,
fantastic setup there. You had a lovely big space. You had good lighting. It was really, really nice. And the management were happy, were they, for all these crazy table football people to come and play?
Yeah, they said yeah, we had a good time, and they were happy with the event. I think they'll be happy for us to have it again in the future, and we're looking forward to this as well.
Excellent. And Dave, I'm going to just kind of jump back and forth between you guys today. So Dave, where did your idea of, like, in Manchester, I want to do a foosball tournament, where did it come? How did it come about?
Well, I just thought we could do a nice job of it. It just felt like the natural thing to do. I just thought we should. It was about time we did it, and everyone in the club was really supportive. And we're sort of slowly increasing the number of the right kind of tables, and sort of getting our act together. Although we don't have a club right now, we are still very much on the hunt for a club. So we should be back up and running soon with that. So I guess it's just part of growing the club, and it sort of felt like we go and talk to a lot of people everywhere we travel, and I guess we kind of, part of it is like wanting to sort of be on the map, I suppose.
Yeah.
A little bit of ego, like, yeah, we can do this, but also just because I think we have quite a lot to offer. And we want to do something good for the game.
Yeah, and it's fantastic to have, for those of you who are watching who don't know the UK, it's great to have a big city up in Manchester with some really talented foosball players making things happen. The rugby and Nuneaton guys in the Midlands. Nuneaton guys have been playing foosball for more than 40 years continuously. And they've got a really nice, their own little culture, right? When they block, they always say good save. When you score a goal, they always say good shot. It's their own little culture in Nuneaton. So it's great that we've got foosball happening in different places. Kat says she's just answered because she's going. Yeah, the tournament was planned for last year, and then something happened. And Dave, when you were organising your tournament, it was easy for you to find a venue and do things with the guy who ran the venue, right?
The guy's a total jerk, man.
Yeah. So how did you sort it out then? You just, like, the left side of your brain spoke to the right side of your brain, and.
Yeah, I mean, it helps owning a place of sort of suitable size in a good location to do it. And yeah, it was a fairly easy decision once I sort of realised that I could still accommodate my customers, my regular customers in the back garden and all that. So we had, it was no trouble to take all the tables and chairs out of the interior. And then next year when we do another event a little bit bigger, we'll be using some of the back garden as well, get a few more tables. So yeah, it was kind of a no-brainer to put a tournament on when you own a venue and you're comfortable with sort of using part of it to do something that you really love. So yeah, happy days.
And for those again who don't know, Manchester tournament was all played on tornado tables, and the rugby tournament was all played on Garlando. In the UK, we've got this Italian table tradition, this American table tradition, and we are always going to sort of massage and keep both of them going. And Dave, you just about got your tables on time, because I know it was a touch and go whether they were going to.
They came, yeah. Two of them came, just the night before, which was exciting, very exciting. I like to, I like it when things work out. When they don't work out, I get mad.
So I mean, shall we just, because I want to hear about the tournaments themselves and what competitions you had and how people played. And I've got the results here, but it'd be good if we just, should we just go like back and forwards and say, no, Friday night, right? So Dave, you're running a tournament. It's Friday night. What did you do on Friday night? Who was there? Who was turning up? What competitions happened? How did it go?
Yeah, I should have this in front of me, man.
I've got your results somewhere here if we do need them as well.
Yeah, maybe you can help me out with some of that.
We'll do while you chat, I'm just going to put some film on in the background, guys, which is randomly chosen from, and I've got some film from both. So let's put up. This is going to be. This is actually from the Saturday, Dave. This is from your tournament. Make sure I get the sound off it. We won't do that until I figure out how to get rid of the sound. Do you want to talk about the Friday? Well,
yeah, sure, man. So yeah, Friday we started with the goalie wars. Friday afternoon. Yeah, we had a whole bunch of people playing that, and then later on we did the DYP. Yeah, we did the DYP Friday night. Nice warm-up event. I think it's important to start with the DYP, man. Yeah, it was. I can't really remember anything about it. George and Jeremy came second. Maybe did Man win it?
I've got the results here somewhere on my screen, but now I have got this thing behaving. So
Callum won the DYP.
There's some foosball we can look at while we are. I've got it up somewhere. Don't look at that.
Oh yeah, so we got Andre and Mariam against George and Man.
It's gone down. While I try and find out who won the DYP for you, because I got it up here
But yeah. So we had a nice fun night Friday night, and we had a DJ on as well Friday night, and the vibe was so good. So we asked him to come back on the Saturday as well. He's a good friend of mine, and yeah, it was a nice party atmosphere.
Here's your DYP results. Look at that.
Oof.
Look at that. You see, lifted off the Facebook page. So
I think Callum Oakes won it.
There you go. Callum winning at the George E. Junior.
George Junior,
Jeremy second place. Andre Russell Gabbett and Katarzyna Majowska third place. And that's how many people? 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 24 people in a Friday night DYP. That's quite a lot of people because you had 5 tables. So the venue must have been quite buzzing.
It was nice, yeah. The vibe was top, man. Yeah, it was. The place isn't massive, so it kind of always felt pretty busy, you know. Like, but yeah, really good night Friday.
That was the early goings. Still the second game.
I've still got the commentary now popped up in the background.
I'm just curious. You know, this is a 3 out of 5.
Sorry. You didn't have this one commentated on Inside Foods, did you?
Even though they won that.
Say that again.
This one. Sorry, I've now got the. It's your. Sorry.
If they're smart,
we're getting rid of that. That's gone. You didn't have this one live on Inside Foods on Friday night, did you?
I believe the DYP was the DYP should have gone out on Friday night. Yeah.
And you got. I'm having difficulty streaming that stuff. Turning the sound off, Dave. You had here. There's a few people, a few names I don't know. Adam Akhtar, I've not seen before. Ryan Bale. Are they local people who play out with you in Manchester?
All right. So Ryan Bale was like I think he was George Junior's mate. I think he's like a client of George Junior. We had an odd number. He just got like roped in. Do you know what I mean? Like proper last minute. He was a good sport. He was lucky enough to be drawn with Man. Hi Man, if you're watching. But unfortunately, like Man couldn't carry that one to the business end of the event. And then the other one you asked me is Adam Akhtar. Adam's a friend of mine's. He's a lovely guy. He's a new player-ish. I got to send you the results of the Monster DYP we did last night because I think Adam Akhtar came third. We did like a qualification in a Monster DYP last night. So the top 4 basically play a final, which is doubles, and then the winner of the doubles final plays singles to take the money. If that makes sense. Oh, nice. But yeah, Adam Akhtar came third. He played very well last night. He's playing at the back at the moment. But yeah, he's learning lots of stuff. He's a top guy. And he might be coming with us to Rome as a guest, which is cool.
I mean, guys, we all know this, right? The most important people at any tournament are the ones who no one's ever met before. Right? Those are the people you want to go home saying that was the best thing I've ever. I had some guys here a couple of months ago from Bedford, and they came and they played with us for a couple of hours. At the end of it, they said it's the best thing I've ever done. Right? You know, we want these. If you've never played foosball, we want these guys to say that was so much fun. And Stefan, I've got the your DYP somewhere as well because you had a Friday night DYP in Manchester in rugby, didn't you? Here we go. Look, pop up. There you go. That's the rugby. Slightly different format. So how did that go?
Yeah, it went nice. We started on Friday. I think we had 3 rounds, a Swiss format for the qualification stage, and single elimination for the finals. Pretty good, pretty smooth. Throughout the whole tournament, we received a lot of help from different members of BFA, for which we're very grateful. They helped with fast, they helped with advice. We were one of them as well. Thanks very much. I think everything went smooth and people had good fun. I think players were matched with pretty even strength. It was
that top team. You got the flatmates, Steve and Mariam. They won mixed as well later on. So that's quite a strong team.
Yeah. Well, they won, so.
They won. So also some new names. I don't know Peter Rossipal. Is he a local person from your group?
Yeah, he's a great guy. He used to come very often, and bless him, he had a child very recently, about 2-3 months ago, and he still managed to come for the DYP. So fair play to him.
Another new name is Grant January, who Grant came all the way up from Plymouth.
Yes.
He's a South African player, right? He knows he's been playing in Cape Town before, and he brought his wife and his newborn baby, and I hope he had a good time. He said he had a good time.
Can I just say, like, that guy's got the best name in foosball right now.
I know Grant had a great time, and I mean Roger Healy is part of. Roger comes over from Birmingham. I think he's a regular, isn't he?
Yeah, he comes often to rugby and Nuneaton, and yeah.
And Camille is a really important part of the rugby community as well. I know, the two, you and Kat put the show on, but Camille was really brilliant in helping you with the table. You guys came down to pick up the tables from here. So Camille's an important part of what you guys do as well, right?
Yeah, Camille helped a ton as well.
And I'm also really pleased to see we have, so Salvatore Brucaleri, those of you who know, is a very keen player playing Italian style down here in London. And Giuseppe is the elder brother. And Salvatore's now grabbed his brother Giuseppe and said, "Come and play." So Giuseppe's into foosball, which is great.
Pleased to see them both, yeah.
And Marek Capitan, he's also another important part of the rugby community, isn't he?
He comes often to play in Bar 8, yes.
Yeah, I love it. So that's your Friday night. Did you have anything else on the Friday, or you just did DYPs, guys?
I think we did goalie wars.
Who's your goalie wars? Then that's your goalie wars.
Chris Leo, Brendan Dara, Salvatore. Yep.
That's
I don't remember playing a single game of it. Everything went so quick, so fast. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And Dave, you did I've got you did here's Manchester. You did a goalie wars somewhere, and now we're going to rattle around.
Yeah, I tried to forget about the goalie wars, man. I got my ass kicked by everyone.
Let's see where you are. You came 13th.
Out of like.
And again, Adam Khan, is he another local player? I don't know Adam.
Adam Khan is Adam Akhtar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that needs changing, man. That was an early error. I think Man didn't know what his surname was. Maybe he guessed it was Khan. I can't really remember exactly, man. A lot's happened since then.
The world's moved on, and you had and Salvatore, which is fun. Salvatore, for those of you, Salvatore plays a very unusual style of. I have no idea what he was doing to score. Was he just doing his Salvatore stuff? Do
you know what? So I had the pleasure of watching Salvatore play. I mean, the final against Uzi was nice. Like they had a little bit of a little tiff during. I don't know if it's that game or another game, but they're kind of similar in maybe in sort of spirit. Although quite different players, but I really enjoy Salvatore. He had a really nice game against Man. He was playing very impressively. He's a very tidy player. I wouldn't just describe him as just an Italian style player. He's got that sort of cheekiness, and he's unpredictable like that. But he's also got a really tidy five and stuff. He's a nice player, man. I like Salvatore.
And you've got, waving the flag for the Italians. David Pulcini taking third place. David's a great player. And David's great from the back. He was shooting at the rugby tournament. He was shooting just pin series, amazing shots.
Yeah, Pulcini's kind of a bit of a foosball brain, man. You get people call him Dr. Pulcini. He has this like real kind of scientific approach, I guess. He's just got a real way of thinking about the game and talking about the game. He's also a hell of a player, yeah. So Dave's done good too.
I don't want to say David's underrated. I just think he's not perhaps as known for how good he is until you play him and you go, oh, yeah, this guy's really good.
Do you know what? I think all it is with Dave is I would say that he probably like a little bit more tournament experience, and then people will have heard of Dave Pulcini. But yeah, Dave is sick. He's one of the best players in our club. He's a pleasure to play with. He's a top guy. He's great to be around. He brings a lot to the table. So. Yeah, a big fan of Mr. Pulcini.
We've got a few, just going to greet Istvan Sharbo, who's out there. Good evening, Istvan. Anyone else? Kat, I don't know if I put this up before. Manchester was awesome. Can't wait to go back. I can't wait to go back either. Yeah.
We love Manchester.
Adam Khan was over in Chester with Mike Russell. So in rugby also you did goalie wars and Friday night DYP. That was the Friday, right?
Yeah.
So then let's go over, Stefan. What happened on the Saturday? And as we talk, I'm just going to pop the results up and we'll talk about them.
I think Saturday we did doubles, and there was a variety of competitions. So we had open doubles, beginner doubles, senior doubles, female doubles, woman doubles, and juniors as well.
Let's start with beginner doubles, because I think this is really cool that we have beginners. That it was amateur in BFA language, right? You were letting amateur ranked and beginner ranked players play together.
Yeah.
And hey, who won it?
It was me and my dad.
Like you had to look at the spreadsheet to remember.
Yeah. On the beginner tournaments, beginner singles and beginner doubles, so snake shot wasn't allowed, and this is something we will be advocating going forward for any other beginner tournament. It was good fun, and we were very happy to see players like Arvin and Anudeep. I think they traveled quite a bit to come to the tournament. I've never seen them before. Very smiley people. We have great faces. Good game as well. I think it was Anudeep playing from the back on the goalie, and then he could just score any goal.
Yeah, Anudeep's got a lot. They're both students at Hertfordshire University. Both guys from India who were playing kind of in the office back in India. I think Anudeep's doing information security and Arvin's doing data science. But they love their foosball, and they just, you're right, they smiled all day, didn't they?
Yeah, everyone loved it.
Yeah, if we always say, the most important people at a foosball tournament are the people who are there for the first time. These guys are just great examples of people they had a great time. We hope they come back.
And then the level was pretty high as well, so they could see a really good game from top UK players. So I'm sure they had fun competing as well in the Open Series.
Who's this guy, Stanley Dara? Tell us a bit about him.
Stanley Dara, that's the son of Brendan Dara and Talina Dara. He's only 9 years old. He has the family has 2 tables at home, one Gerlando and one Tornado, and Stanley practices on a weekly basis, as far as I know, with his mates, and he played really, really well. I had one of the ladies at the bar. She took a sneak peek at the tables, and she was saying, "That kid to the left, he plays really well," and that was Stanley. So yeah, it's always a pleasure playing with Brendan and Alina, and Stanley as well.
Brendan and Alina probably not really beginners for sure. I mean, this was an amateur competition because they've been away for a long time. They dropped down into the amateur rankings, but both have been semi-pros in the past and probably are semi-pros again now. Our rankings get updated. And Derek Pearson, is he part of the rugby group as well? Is he from Nuneaton?
Who's that? Sorry. Oh, Derek Pearson. Yes, it was great to see Derek. I think he got a pass in the last minute to attend the tournament. He plays goalie most of the time. And he has his own style from the back. It's always great fun playing with Derek. It's a lovely person. Just the whole bunch from Nuneaton were very good people to play with.
It's if you're ever in the Midlands, guys, and it's, I don't know, Stefan, whenever they're playing, just pop in and have an evening with the Nuneaton guys. It's really special. I'm going to pick out the guys who ranked 7th there. Paul Caulfield. Paul Caulfield is a journalist who turned up to try and write an article for When Saturday Comes, which is a football fanzine, and spent the day kind of interviewing people. He spoke to Steve Lyle, he spoke to me, he spoke to Katarzyna. I don't know, Dave, if he spoke to you or Stefan. He was just kind of going around and interviewing people and having he won a cruise he won a foosball tournament and won a cruise in the late 90s. Right? Wow. I don't know what we were paying out in open doubles, like 200 quid or something. But, in the late 90s when no one could play foosball, playing on a rotten Garlando, he won a cruise. So he came along and had the whole, I think I'm good at foosball, but I'm not experienced. And Stefano Cadamatori is an Italian guy who lives in Worcester. And I've been messaging an Italian guy who lives in Worcester. And I said, oh, it must be you. And he said, no, that's Gianluca. There are 2 Italians in Worcester who want to start foosball. But Gianluca didn't come to the tournament. And he was walking around with a big smile on his face. Did you play with these guys, Stefan? Do you remember them?
I remember them. I don't think we played any official matches against them. I might have played a warm-up game. Good fun to play with everyone, better or worse, or on my level.
And you had women's was this. It was only four women, 2 teams. Sort of Alice and Mariam came out top against Alina and Katarzyna, the Team GB Polish team. What else did you say you had? We'll talk a bit of it. We'll go back in a minute to open doubles. You did seniors as well, senior doubles. This was senior doubles.
Senior doubles, yeah. Bill and Boyko. Bill is a really good player, and then he's very tricky. Yeah, I normally play on the back. I'm a goalie, and the first encounters with Bill, I couldn't save a single goal. His style, he doesn't play snake shots or pin shots, but his just general style is so tricky.
It's beautiful. I played a game with him, and Dave Cleall-Hill. I don't know if you were there to see Bill, but it's push kicks and pull kicks and like dinks and pull shots, and it's so creative. And as a goalie, you don't want to go anywhere near it because it looks impossible to block. Dave Z, Reese, you guys have played Bill Ormerod many times. How do you find him to play against? And of course, his partner Boyko. I played some games against Boyko. He is good. Your father, Stefan. His backpins are phenomenal, and he's got a great spirit. He's a huge smile. Right, this is my impression. He's a big smiley guy, just cracking off these very creative backpins as well. It's not a standard backpin. It's like a moving into push kick into a pull kick into a bang.
Yeah. It could be very difficult saving his shots.
Yeah, and we all know Mike Cohen and Paul Martin are really good players. So that's to the credit of Bill and Boyko that they came out top there. Dave, then let's go over to your Saturday, and I'm going to Will's spreadsheet. What did you have on the Saturday?
We had open doubles.
Open doubles. Let's go and find your open doubles. We'll just roll around till we find it. This is your open doubles. So what happened? Who did you have there?
And then also we later on we had we had a pretty badly organised monster DYP after that. So
tell us about your open doubles. How did it go? Who was
open
there?
doubles? Yeah, Rob Ather, Bobby Moss, standard. We had to play against Robin, but we had to play those guys in maybe the first knockout game or maybe I don't remember the round, but yeah, we got a straight up lesson from Rob Ather.
A bit about Bobby Moss. Again, those who don't, Bobby Moss has been away for at least 5 years, if not 10 years, and came back and won a doubles. Okay, you're playing with Rob Ather, but still, has Bobby Moss still got game?
Bobby Moss played really well, man. Yeah, I guess you could stick any clown back there with Rob Ather and they're going to win. But no, Bobby Moss was no clown, man. He played really well. He's a lovely guy too, and his missus also. They brought a really nice vibe with them. We're a big fan of those guys.
Was he shooting the wrench, which he's famous for? Was he just doing normal stuff?
Yeah, he was doing some weird shit. Yeah. And also some other normal stuff. But no, he was blocking very well too. He played really well, man.
And talk about second. Really, again, anyone watch this, we all know Rob Ather is the best player in the UK and the best player in our history and one of the best players in the world. Man and George coming second there. That's and that's beating, putting Steve Lyle and Callum Oakes into third place. I think that's.
That's. I guess that's who wins the tournament if you take Rob Ather out of the equation for me. George and Man, I think they beat Steve and Callum a few times. Over the weekend in different events and whatnot. But yeah, Uzi and Mike is also a good team. Me and George Jr., we did okay. There's good teams, there's good players going right the way down there. So yeah, the standard was pretty good in open doubles, and it was a great event. It was we Swiss qualification and then knockout after that. So it was, and then we had Inside Foods covering that for Saturday evening too. So yeah, it was really nice, man.
Picking out a couple of names, Chiara and Cecilia Liardo. So Chiara is the girlfriend of Salvatore Brucaleri. I don't think I think she was in bar kick, and she's playing with us last night. She's got a lot of spirit. I love the way Italians play. They find ways to score. And anytime we have the women are worth 10 men in foosball. Mike Russell playing with Mindorgas. Mindorgas has got a great little game there. Mike, I don't know how you guys went. That's Team Chester. Kat, Stefan, you were playing in this one as well. How was it for you?
Oh, I felt great. It was my first tournament after so many years, and I saw some good players. It was a good venue. I was in heaven. It's really, really good.
Cool.
Yeah, nice
And
beer.
as you said that, were you on film as well? Were you on Table One? Were you broadcast around the world?
I think I played a few games on Table One. I'm not sure whether it was recorded at the time or not. I might have, but yeah, all tables are very good quality.
I do want to put it up, but unfortunately, I can't figure out how to turn the sound off from the commentary, so you wouldn't hear us talking. So unfortunately, we won't be able to watch that. But it was Dave. I mean, Dave, you had Friday, Saturday, Sunday broadcast around the world with American commentary, right?
Yeah, they seemed to like what we were doing. I mean, there were a few technical issues, you know, but we had Mariam on hand to help us with that, and Will Hutchby, who kind of dealt with all the technical stuff at our end. He did a brilliant job. So yeah, it was just really nice, you know, like having these guys. I think it was Keith Glenn and
Yeah, Adam Gilson, was it the other guy?
yeah, Adam Gilson, yeah, and they were just sort of, you know, so kind of supportive of what we were doing, and they seemed to really enjoy the event. So yeah, I was chuffed to bits that they were kind of the Inside Foods were supportive of what we're doing, and we've had some sort of loose chats about next year too. So yeah, I'm really chuffed to do that, and I think, you know, anything we're doing to make foosball more, to give it more of a platform, is great. So yeah, we need to keep doing that and keep promoting it and finding ways to make it more sexy and more available.
Yeah, the Germans did lots of stuff on Twitch, the Leonhardt Worlds, and they did that really nicely. And I know Inside Foods does stuff on Twitch sometimes.
I mean, I think that's the way forward, is like going to a state, you know, a point where you have like presenters, interviews, all these kind of things, you know, and they're doing a little bit of that over at Inside Foods in the States too. So, you know, the closer it gets to feeling like a well-presented TV show, then the more likely, you know, it is to people actually want to watch it, and then we can start to really promote the game and push it.
So let's just, Stefan, jump over to you and your Saturday. You said doubles, so we had an open doubles competition as well in rugby, and this is how it came out: 13 teams, 26 people. You were playing in this one as well, placing fifth. How did it go for you? What do you remember of the doubles?
Yeah, I played with Kat. It was a good game. I remember that we beat Salvatore and Andre, which was a good achievement for Kat and me. We were very happy about this game. I think the format was 5 games for the Swiss qualification, and then again single elimination on the finals. I had great fun as well. In our qualification stages, all 5 games we played against really good players, and obviously this was a lot of experience for us, and we were really happy. We would rather play the good players and lose than to play beginners and win. And I think Kat and I would agree that it was a really good experience for both of us.
I think you did 6 rounds. I'm just looking. I played 6 of the teams there because I think you were going to do 5, and we were finishing early, so we did an extra one.
An extra one, yeah, that's right, yeah. Sorry, the rounds are just we did planning and replanning, and then we back to the original planning, and yeah, it's 5 or 6.
We were fortunate with 8 tables and 13 teams, so you could get through the rounds quite quickly. And we were not playing first to 7; we were playing best of 3. So you get a really good game. You have really good time to kind of battle it out together.
Yep, and usually 8 tables. I think we plan for a lot more players to come in, so the venue and the number of tables can provide a lot more capacity for more players. And since we had this spare capacity, we wanted to increase the number of rounds. So yeah, that's what we did from 5 to 6.
And credit to Callum Oakes and Stephen Lyle for winning. That would have been the favourite, that team at the start of the competition, and they. I mean, I don't know if they lost a game on the way through, beating Matty and Mike in the final. I don't know how the semi-finals went. Who beat who? That was, from my perspective, I really enjoyed it. Mike Cohen and I were there. We won 3 games. We lost 3 games. I think we beat Grant and Camille. We beat Bill and Boyko, and we beat Salvatore and Andre. And we lost to Man and David. We lost to Chris and Mariam. We lost to Callum and Steve. So you kind of end up about where your results are. But I thought it was the tables that we'd for Garlando players. Zinc makes a real difference, right? You know, a Garlando table can be really slippery, and we've all been. It's not magnesium; it's zinc. We've been learning how to apply it, so you don't get those big blobs of powder. You just get a really thin, fine, and it makes it really grippy. And I think the tables for me played really well all weekend.
Yeah, thanks for helping us out, Will. I learned some nice tricks from you.
What other doubles was that? What else did we have, guys, on Saturday? Dave, did you have anything else apart from open doubles at your event on the Saturday?
Yeah, we had like a mad monster DYP that sort of descended into chaos. It was great.
Let's go and find it. Your monster. Is this the one? Is that your mad one? If you can see it, that's probably a result. I think you see me on the screen. So Man Arslan Georgie Senior winning it. Steve Lyle Callum coming third somehow. I don't know. This is just, I've just lifted this out of Facebook, so that's just the way it shows.
Yeah, okay. So what we did was basically the top 4. So 1 and 4 played against 2 and 3 in the final, if that makes sense. But once we played enough games and it was time for bedtime and everyone was well inebriated, it was time to knock it on the head. So like, right, we're just going to pull the plug. Final 1 and 4 against 2 and 3.
What happened to Robert After 8th place? Was he not playing very hard?
Robert might have had a beer or two, man. I don't remember exactly. I mean, I think at that point he'd just won the open doubles, and everyone who was playing in the sort of, because I wanted to start the Monster DYP, and there were still people playing in the open doubles, and there were a lot of people were watching. It was quite gripping. So, normally I think I was expecting that people would be mithering me to find out when the DYP was going to start, but everyone just wanted to watch the games, which was really cool. So we were able to kind of include even the guys who'd gone on right till the end in the open doubles to play in the DYP. Yeah, it was ace, man. Loads of fun. I don't know what Rob's doing down there, but I'm sure he can answer that question for you.
I always pick out new names. Johan Schaefer, was that just a random person you hoiked to come in?
Johan Schaefer, so he's just left, but he works at Man Bites Frog. Johan, he's kind of been getting a little bit of coaching. Kat has been teaching him because Kat works at Man Bites Frog too. So Kat was kind of coaching him on some foosball basics, and I drafted him in because we had odd numbers. I was like, do you know what, Johan, come and help us out. So he didn't mind not having to work for a little spell. And yeah, he started to improve a little bit. Johan, he might come back from Belgium playing like Colin, but maybe not. We'll see.
Yeah. And Stefan, I know you finished up with this competition, mixed doubles, on the Saturday night at rugby. And I know for the women love mixed doubles. I'm told. Any women at Katarzyna, I know you're watching, is mixed. Tell us about why mixed doubles is fun. That's how mixed doubles came out. Steve Lyle winning. That's his third competition. Won the Friday DYP. Steve and Marion won the Friday DYP. Steve won the open doubles and he won that one as well. Matty and Alice wore second place. And your sister playing with your father there, Stefan.
Yeah. Ellie, she used to work in London, 5 minutes walking distance from Barkick, and I know she's been there a few times. She's not as passionate about the sport as my father and I are, but on this opportunity, she decided to come and join, and she had a lot of fun as well. And it's generally good to see so many women joining, because I know it's difficult generally having women for mixed doubles.
And picking out another name there, Richard Potts. For those of you, Richard Potts is a very good player, was a very, very good player, was a Team GB player. I think was a junior player at the World Cup. I don't know how old he is now. He's probably 30 maybe. So maybe 12 years ago he was playing in the juniors. And he just walked in. For those who haven't seen, he lives in Tamworth. And he just turned up and played in mixed doubles with Alina, played really well in the singles the next day. I don't think he played in open doubles, did he? But still got a lot of game. It was really with long hair and a beard. And 6, Will Hawks and Naomi Ashton. Naomi Ashton is my cousin. I've probably told quite a few people this. My mum's family are from Rugby, and I just told her, because I've known her for 46 years since we had bars together when we were 3 months old. I said, by the way, you're playing mixed doubles with me. And she hadn't been out for 18 months, really, because of the thing that's been going on. And she was really quite nervous, particularly when she turned up to discover that, you mean everyone's really good. By the end of it, she had the best time ever. This is why you bring beginners along and chuck them into a foosball tournament. She'd friended Steve and Mariam on Facebook, and she said to me, that was just so much fun. She's got a daughter who's 20, who's called Lily. Lily's up for it. So I think hopefully she'll be back. She had no idea what she was throwing herself in for. So you grab random people, make them play foosball, and it might stick. Was that everything on the Saturday, Stefan? We had the senior, the women, the mixed, the beginner, and the open. I think we've covered everything, right?
I think that's it. Yeah,
that's it. And then we go to Sunday. Dave, what happened on Sunday in Manchester?
We played open singles on Sunday.
Find our open singles. Where's that open there? Where's open singles? There's open singles.
We had a few tired people, 1 or 2 people trying to rock up a little bit late. A few top players tried to persuade me to seed it, so they didn't have to come till after lunch, that kind of thing. But no, the tournament was that everyone was involved in qualification, no exceptions. We had a lovely Sunday. Rob took the top prize again this time. You can see there you've got some top players. I mean, again, from our point of view, I would have liked Man to have maybe played Rob a little bit later in that event. Rob was in the bottom half of the draw, shouldn't really have been there. So Man had to play him in the knockout quite early on. So that's a game that could have happened a little bit later. So Man, really, I would probably have said should have done a little bit better than finishing joint 5th. Credit to all the guys from London, who all came and played really well. Callum obviously as well. I had to play Callum. I took a game off him. I told Callum next time we meet I will beat him, especially if that's on Tornado. But yeah, he beat me 2-1 in the end. But that was a nice game. So that was Callum knocked me out. But yeah, as far as I could see, everyone played really well. Again, we've got all the. There should be a little bit of footage of that. Although we didn't have. There's a couple of games we didn't have at the end. People having to catch trains, etc. So that the format had to slightly change at the end. So there wasn't quite as much footage as there should have been. But essentially, yeah, I think we got about 4 hours of games on the Sunday, which is still pretty cool.
I was watching quite a lot of it that weekend because I didn't go to the tournament, of course. And I watched the game Man against Rob Affer, which is because Man won the first game, was 4-1 up in the second game. And Rob got it back to 4-4. And then Man had it on his 3-bar, sets up the pull shot. And, you've got 15 seconds to score. And I don't know if Man, if you're out there, I'd be interested to see what was going through your head. But got to the end of the 15 seconds and he didn't manage to score it. You watched it and you thought his mind was like, I'm about to go 2-0 up against Rob if I score this, at which point he couldn't think about executing. And after that, Rob just went and did it. But tremendous credit to Man to have played the way he did. And Mariam Ali coming 5th is fantastic. Well done, Mariam. Who else there? Chris Barton. I haven't seen Chris playing for a while, but Chris has got some good games. Got a good snake shot. I don't know how he was playing. If you played him, either of you?
Yeah, I played against Chris. I might have played him in singles. We played against him in doubles. Me and George Jr. against him and Jeremy Holloway. He's much improved since I last played against him. His snake's pretty handy. We had a chat about it after the game. He's a nice guy, Chris. Yeah. He played really well.
And Stefan, I mean, speaking of people beating Callum Oakes, how did you go in this in open singles? You might be on mute, actually, Stefan. Or something. We've lost you.
I've not heard Stefan say anything for a while.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you can. Yeah. Tell us a bit about singles for you.
Yeah, I was on mute. So singles, I did win the game against Callum. It was great. I think he started a bit easy, and then he just didn't have time to catch up. Which was a good confidence boost for me. I think that I won this one and one more game possibly. I didn't do great on the Tornadoes. I hadn't played them in a while, but I still had a lot of fun.
I was speaking to Camille. It's kind of hard if you finish in the bottom because it means you've been playing lots of foosball and you've not been winning those games. I spoke to Camille at rugby and he said, I really enjoyed Manchester. I really liked the tables. Really nice feel. So, that's nice when the people who are, providing the wins to other people are actually having a good time as well. So Kata Felso, how was Kata playing?
I think Kata was playing pretty good. I don't know how she ended up coming right down. I mean, I say right down there. She's joined 9th, isn't she? So, she's not as far down as she looks there. Kata played good. Yeah, Kata's a top player, man. Kata last night, and we had a little monster DYP. Kata came second to mine. Kata's very tidy, man. She beats everyone a lot of the time.
There's a thing about I think people are born in Hungary. They're just born with a 2-bar, really crisp, great 2-bar, great pull shot on the 3. We have some inside news on Kata. She was apparently hungover. Says Mike Russell. That was yours. Was that the only event you did on Dave? Did you do anything else on the Sunday?
No, that was the only event that we did, and then we had to take the tables down and all that kind of fun.
And guys, if you're watching, it's the biggest pain in the neck to put the tables down. So do help. All help is greatly appreciated on behalf of tournament organisers everywhere. And I think Rob, I know he won it, but he took a while to warm up. I think he lost to quite a few games in the qualification rounds, didn't he, Dave? Is that right?
Yeah, well, he was forfeiting games so he could watch the football next door, to put not too fine a point on it. But no, I did message Rob, and he promised me that he would come back in for his next game, so he did. Once I realised what was going on. He wanted to watch United, although I believe I can't know if he's a Leeds fan or a Liverpool fan or a City fan. I never know with Rob.
He's completely a Leeds fan.
Okay.
Boris is from Leeds, and Atha is definitely Leeds. Rob's definitely.
But yeah, Rob lost a couple of games legit to, like, I think Callum beat him, maybe Steve beat him. I mean, Rob did lose those games, but I think Rob finds it hard to get fired up for for a qualification game on a Sunday morning. Do you know what I mean? I guess it doesn't mean an awful lot. It's one of them. Is like, you got some of the guys who, for me, if I'm going to play, I want to have a chance to play against a top player. So I like it when everyone gets a chance to play all of the games.
Yeah. And Stefan, let's have a look at what were the singles on the Sunday. You guys had a beginner singles.
Sunday we had beginner singles, open singles, women's singles, senior singles, and junior singles.
Let's go through. So I've got beginner singles up here. Again, Brandon's not really a beginner, but Carl Hovis Tate. Carl's part. He's in Leicester, isn't he?
I'm not sure where he comes from, but yes, I think Carl. And
he had. This is like what you do beginner singles for. Is the guy is in Leicester. We don't really have a community in Leicester. I've met him before at tournaments in Coventry, and he had a huge smile on his face. He was really playing. And Ben Williamson coming third place. That was Ben's first tournament. Ben's had a little bit of coaching down in London. Ben was having the time of his life, really enjoying himself. I guess you played these guys, Stefan, because you were down here as well. Do you remember?
I played Cal before. On the tournament or prior to the tournament? Yeah. On the tournament, I played Camille, I played Stanley, I played Benjamin, and I think Alina. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it when we see new names. Carl's not exactly a new name, but relatively new players. That's why we do the beginner events. And as you said, so important not to do the snake, because the snake just takes fun away when you're getting into it. You mentioned women's singles. What do we have? We have Mariam taking it over. Alice, Kat in third place there. If Kat was here, she could tell us how those. I think those games were fierce, Mariam. Kat, if you're watching, let us know how it was for you.
I think they had a lot of fun. I think Kat had to take a break just to laugh, stop laughing, and then continue the game. I think it was a very good match. They played qualifications and then they played finals separately, and I think all the ladies had good fun.
We'll talk.
Just a little side note on that one is Stefan, you might remember there was a guy who was hassling the girls during the game.
Yeah,
there was like a local guy. Well, I saw that guy because he was pretty drunk. They kicked him out of the snooker club, and then when we were going to get in our car later on, this guy who had like no shoes on, he had his face pressed against the pavement, blood all over him. There's about 10 police on him, holding him down. So his night was never going to end well. From the minute I saw that guy and he was giving the girls hassle during the game, I thought, you know what, that guy is going to end up in a bad way tonight. And yeah, he ended up getting arrested. So just to fill you in on what we saw.
Good, peace of mind.
Absolutely, he belongs behind bars, that guy.
I think we all know, Mariam Ali, just a tremendous player from the States who's living here in London. And Alice is going to be playing women's junior under 19 category for the World Cup next year. I know she's 19. Alice has got such a great game. I know she played against Man Arslan and went to 8-7 in the singles, which Man nicked it. But he said Alice really won that game. She's got such a, great snake shot, great push shot from the back, great desire to win. Again, Kat, how are your games? Let us know in the chat. Boris, hi Boris, just popping up. Boris reminding us Ben Williamson got some points in 2008, apparently. That's women's singles. Senior singles is that was fierce competition, basically between Mike Cohen and Paul Martin. Paul Caulfield being the journalist who'd not really played before, apart from winning cruises. I know Paul and Mike had a real battle, and Paul won it. And Mike's going to get him next time. Yep, a beginner single. Have we done beginner singles? What else would we have had? Senior singles, beginner, women. Then we had the main event, right? The open singles. So how did that go, Stefan?
Open singles was good. I think we did again 6 rounds for a Swiss format for the qualification stage, and then single eliminations on the finals. I personally didn't do very well. I think I was a bit distracted between tournament and playing and organizing and this and that. But we had a number of players, I think 24, 26 players taking part in the open singles. So it was pretty good amount of people and good players as well.
And we do have now. I do have the film somewhere. Let's see if I can actually get this to come up. So let's have a little bit of a final. You guys were recording, right? So tell us a bit about how that all worked while I get this up. You were filming. You were recording. You weren't streaming live though. You were just recording stuff.
In rugby, Kat was recording with her camera. I think she's uploaded a number of videos with pretty good quality on YouTube. I think the channel's called Fools Addict. So if anyone's interested, they can watch their own game.
This is it, right? This is a YouTube channel, Fools Addicts. And I think you've got what film is up at the moment?
I think it's Man on the left and Andre to the right. It's probably singles. It might be final. Andre won the final, and I'm not sure. I think Man came second.
Yeah, absolutely.
That might be the final match.
Yeah. So I got to the. Look, I took 9th. I lost to Chris Lyle. So who were the quarterfinals? You had I would watch this, but you had. I think the semi-finals was Matthew Waugh, Chris Lyle, Man. Because who beat Steve? Man Arslan beat Steve Lyle, which is a great achievement for Man. I know that was 3-1 to Man. I think he was 2-0 up. Steve got 1 back, and then Man took it. Chris Lyle beat Mike Amsden to get in the semi-final. Andre beat David Pulcini. But Andre's never won a big tournament before. We all know how good Andre is, but I think the question with Andre is always whether he actually had the patience or the discipline to follow up all his ridiculous skill that he's got on the table. I think this is Andre, if he's out there. And has Andre ever played in a singles final before like this? And we've got this. There's about half hour of this, but I think Steve Lyle told me that Andre played completely like a champion. I think it's 3-1. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but it's really, guys out there watching, tell us a bit about Andre's game. I think it's just stepping onto another level from him. That's fantastic, really.
Yeah, Andre beat me 5-3, 5-3, I believe.
And Dave, you were playing in this. You'd come down, hadn't you, for singles? You didn't make it for doubles. How was the singles for you?
Yeah, it was ace, man. Yeah. Quick thing on Andre. Yeah, Andre just looks to be very kind of cool, composed, very in control of what he's doing. You'll see in this game he's blocking Man really, really well. I've never seen anyone block Man so well, bar like a really top player. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, congratulations to Andre. Yeah, we're chuffed that Man got as far as he did. He got it back. He was 4-1 down in the third, Man. 2-0, 4-1, and then he got it back to 2 games each, and then he got beat in the last one. So Man showed real strength of character to come back, and then unfortunately in the end it didn't work out. But yeah, well done. But yeah, personally, I had to play Man in the last 16, which was you know, I play against Man all the time, and it's never nice to play against your mates. You know, I'd rather get a chance to play against someone that I don't know so well, and kind of you know, frighten someone from London would be more fun. But yeah, I had a great time in the qualifiers. I lost 2 very winnable games against Alice War and Mike Amsden. Alice beat me 2-1, Mike beat me 2-0, but that second match was definitely closer than that. These are all players that, you know, the kind of players that if I want to progress and become higher up the rankings, I need to be beating players like this. Then I got a bye against Mike Russell. Thanks, Mike. He wasn't there. And then after that, I played a few games, and I did really, you know, I won the rest of my games and really enjoyed it. Brendan Dara, that guy's definitely not a beginner. That was fun. Carl Hovis Tate, he's a nice lad. We had a decent game. It's one of them, like, you know, he kind of sort of scared me a little bit at first, and then I figured out what was going on, and then I was able to beat him. But yeah, I really enjoyed the singles. A really well organised tournament. Stefan and Kat did a top job. Yeah, you know, it's nice to see everyone. You know, yeah, I was just glad that, because I had a busy weekend, so I'm just glad that I could come down for at least for a day of it and get to hang out with everyone and all that stuff. It was really nice.
Yeah. So I think we've gone through all the competitions. I mean, what we were going to do today was about this. Let's go and talk about who's been playing, how people played, you know, up and down the rankings. I've actually got the rankings as well somewhere. Let me see, because we've updated them recently.
Who does these rankings, man?
Boris.
Right. Hi, Boris.
So Boris is out there. So the BFA rankings, there is a BFA rankings policy. I can send a link. It's been done. I mean, yeah, it's got a long history. Boris is the only person who understands them and maintains them. And
Boris is still in the top 10, yeah? Hi, Boris.
Boris is still in the top 10. Yeah. So here we are. Here are the latest BFA. Now, what we publish of the BFA rankings, we only publish the rankings of the people who have paid their BFA membership. Basically, because I had a hissy fit once because I got cross about being someone who stopped playing foosball 20 years beforehand being ranked ahead of me. So that's really why. So let's see if I can zoom. Is I going to zoom? Oh, right. I might have to zoom this in a little bit. Rob Athlet apparently still the #1 player in the UK. That's not a great surprise. So let's zoom this in a little bit. And this is the second and third place. It always goes back and forth between Steve Lyle and Rich Marsh. It really depends on who's active more on the circuit. So Rich Marsh has been out and about in Europe playing a lot, which is why. So here we go. This is probably, hopefully you can see this better on your screens now, friends. Can you see that better? So #1 ranked player is Robert Athler. Rich has gone past Steve at the moment, but they do trade places. Definitely, Callum clearly. Look, there he goes. Rich and Steve at 5,000 points. Callum in the 4,000 points. Dave Z, ranked #5. And of course, everyone here is a paying BFA member. So we've got some other people lurking who, if they turn up again and pay their membership, you'll see them again. Boris, still in the top 10, Boris? Mike Ramsden. Who's moved? Andre, Reese. There we go. I think we go down to the bottom is about 57 people. Adam Akhtar. That is the BFA rankings. Who moved up? Salvatore's moved to semi-pro. George Jr. Tell us a bit about George Jr., Dave, because I don't know his game.
Yeah, George and I played together in London last year. The Tornado tournament at the Hive. George plays really hard. He's got some really he plays kind of like his dad, you know, similar style, like especially from the back. He's got really seriously some really powerful weaponry in what he does. He's a very, very good player from the back. His 5 bars improving a lot. He's got a really nice push. He's just got some really explosive kind of opportunism, I guess you would call it. He's a sick player, man. He's the kind of player I like to watch. Do you know what I mean? He's really, really exciting player to watch, and he's real fun to play with. He's got a lot of energy for the game, and yeah, he's on our team for Rome for the Champions League.
and he's coming after Stefan. He wants your place, Stefan. Oh, we've lost Stefan. Stefan ranked number 42, George for 43. Dave, tell us a bit about Rome. What's going on there? What's happening?
Yeah, we're going to play in the Champions League. We were sort of, I guess, grateful and fortunate to qualify. Under the circumstances. So we've got a very strong team. I mean, it's strong, until you sort of look at some of the names in some of the other teams. But yeah, for us, it's a strong team. We're really excited about it. Yeah, we've got some. We got a whole team. We got George Jr. We got Man, Uzi, Porcini. We got Richard Bindloss. We got Dava, myself. And we got Steve Lyle.
So this is Manchester TFC going to the European Champions League. It's taking place in November in the Stadio Olimpico, the Olympic Stadium in Rome, which is pretty cool. And,
it's pretty cool, man. Yeah, it's hard to find accommodation near there, but luckily I've found somewhere. So yeah, very very excited. We've booked flights. We've booked a place to stay, and yeah, we're very much going, man.
Stefan, we were just looking at the rankings while you went up to the toilet there for a moment, and you can see that you've just been promoted to semi-pro. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
George E. Jr. is chasing you down. In fact, the person you chased down is David Cleall-Hill.
Oh,
so watch out.
Dave. No pressure.
No, it's just mad that Stefan's played like 2 tournaments and already he's 1 place behind me in the rankings. No disrespect, Stefan, you know what I mean? It's just I just don't understand how the rankings work. Just wondering. Just saying.
The way it works is if you get points for beating Pro Masters. So if you beat Callum Oakes, that's going to give you loads of bonus points. Now, I've never beaten Callum, and Stefan has, so that would have helped him.
Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of thing we can have a deeper chat about it another time, I guess, when we're not on TV.
Anyone looks after the rankings, and I'm delighted Boris does it because I don't want to do it. And I do think, more or less, they're fairly reasonable. I know Mike Russell, poor Mike, you just kind of end up there. That's just where you are, Mike. I've spelled already. I need to fix already the Rosa. That's our rankings, guys. Yeah, I will take that down. What else do we want to talk about our tournaments? What else is kind of worth, apart from encouraging other people to do it, right? Because I guess you're going to do it again. It's not like that was the worst thing ever. I'm never going to do foosball tournaments again.
I would say it was hard work, but I was really happy to do it. I'm happy that Kat had this idea, and she was the main driver behind the tournament. I was happy to support from every aspect of the work which is put in the backstage, collecting the tables, was talking to the pub, reviewing the formats of the game, everything which goes in the background. And on another side, I'm going to enjoy a lot more visiting tournaments just as a player.
UK Championship coming up in 10th to 12th of December, guys.
Looking forward.
Can't wait for that, Will.
Info pack coming out next week. All being well. We're just sorting out a few things. That's kind of all the things I was going to do in our show today. Guys watching out there, any thoughts, any things you want to like? We've still got 8 people with us. Reese has found your channel, Stefan. Reese Roberts says, Kat says to Reese, it's called Foos Addicts. There you go. That's it. Reese found it. Okay. Mike Russell, I'm overranked. Me and August went up to pro. Dave Zeman says, I have a question for you guys. We'll have to wait for Dave to type it out to find out what it
was really great to see people coming from London, from Darrington, from Manchester, Leicester, Plymouth, as you say, Will. It was really good seeing people from all over the place. And
for next year, the question is, how can we encourage the people like Carl and Leicester? Grant, I've been emailing Grant the last few days to say, how does he start a club in Plymouth? How can they look at what Katarzyna's done in rugby, Dave, what you guys are doing in Manchester, and be inspired by you and start something? Even if you just start with 8 people in a pub. Some of you came to Anglia Grove last night. There was a Korean friend of mine took 2nd place in the DYP. He and I started table football in Korea 6 years ago, literally 2 people in a bar. And now a big thing, it's like a snowball. So the question to everyone is, how can we learn from what Stefan and Kat did in rugby, learn from what Dave did in Manchester, and seed local communities to start growing in all these different places?
Yeah, well, I mean, yesterday I ran a chess tournament yesterday morning at Manbach's Frog, kind of inspired by the table football tournament, and I used Kicker for the chess tournament. We did Swiss qualification, etc. And I had 9 players, kind of beginners, people who'd picked it up over lockdown, all that sort of stuff. But I felt sort of I don't know, like I felt really a little bit smug, just to like I've never run a chess tournament. I was just so pleased that people came. I didn't know if anyone was going to come, and I felt really like, like it was kind of a reward for all the hard work with the foosball tournament. Was to sort of do this little chess thing and be able to do it with a little bit of knowledge and all that sort of stuff. So I felt sort of kind of inspired. By that, and I got in touch with the local chess club, and I'm chatting to them and see if I can get like a pro category next time or something. I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but yeah, I think if you just take these little baby steps and you chat to these people, these guys who live in these places and they're looking to do stuff, there's so much that can be done, and we all share, and we get to meet people and have a chat, and we can help each other out to do stuff. I think it's really positive. So yeah, I'm just feeling inspired because I just did that yesterday. So just wanted to mention that.
If someone watching in, I don't know, Exeter or Belfast or wherever says, oh, you know what, me and my friends, we've got a football table in my office and we'll do something on Kicker for an hour. Why not? Our tournament last night in Anglia, I've run out of medals. So our prizes were wine, ham and cheese, which everyone made a bit of a fuss about apart from the Italians. Dave Zeman's question has come through. And the question was, and we do have the answer as well, who did the graphic design for the info pack? It was a model of clarity and a thing of great artistic beauty. And the answer came from Katarzyna Majowska. I don't know I can't remember what it is, the picture. Can you, Stefan, what's the graphic design on the info pack? Is it like a...
I think there was a picture of a table soccer in the background, and it was just very clear what competition was running, what was the format, what was the prizes. There was a good color matching and good contrast. Yeah, we had a few designs from friends and family, which we discarded, and just Kat decided to do it herself in the end, and we were quite happy. And Roger printed it for us, so many thanks to Roger.
Nice.
Yeah, and our info package was also nice and done by the guy Will who made it all happen. The filming of the tournament is a guy who works for him because Will owns a production company. I'll when I get a second, I'll share the original one because it kind of looked like a I don't know, like a fast food flyer. So I had a bit of a heart attack when I saw that, and then I asked them to change it. But we had a little bit of fun with that, and I don't mind sharing that at some point.
Stick it on the Facebook page on your Frog Life or Manchester TF.
Yeah, for sure, man.
That's kind of what I wanted to do today, guys. Just to look back at what we did in Manchester and Rugby. Kind of on behalf of the UK foosball community, thank you so much for organising brilliant events that people had a brilliant time at. I think it's like if everyone could all clap and you could hear us all clapping, we're all clapping. And I know with rugby, we said thanks to Kat and Stefan and Dave. I hope they said thanks to you a lot because you can be really proud of what you did. He's thinking. But yeah, thank you so much. I think we'll wrap it. Any other things you want to say, guys, in conclusion?
I'd just like to say thanks, Will. Thanks for having me on. Sorry, I'm a little bit sleepy tonight. I had a late night last night, so I'm a little bit not quite in the room. So apologies if I'm in outer space. But thank you for having me on. Nice to see you, Stefan, as well. Brilliant for you guys of the week. I loved your tournament. I thought you did a nice job. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone again soon. Yeah.
Can we get Katarzyna? Can she come and wave? I know, Kat, you're in the other room. Do you want to come and just wave on the camera so we can all see you? Are you hiding, Katarzyna Majowska? Do you think she's going to come, Stefan, or is she hiding?
I'm sure she's watching the show.
I know she's watching the show. You're going to come and wave to us because we kind of need to. Is she going to turn up or not? I don't know.
Okay, I can try and drag her out.
I don't want to because we just before we started we know she's doing her hair.
Probably makeup.
Well, Kat, okay. Thank you. We're blowing you kisses and so on. I will turn the TV off at this point. So thanks very much, guys. I've got various other shows I have in my mind to do. It's always fun to hang out on a Sunday night like this. Dave, thanks very much for your time. Stefan, thanks very much, guys. And thanks for all of you watching. See you on the table.
Pleasure.
Safe well.
I'll close the broadcast. Cheers, guys.